Good morning guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna vlog because it's gorgeous outside, meaning that it's raining and gloomy. So I'm having the time of my life. So I thought that I'd vlog. I woke up at 7 this morning. It's now 9:50. I just did some schoolwork. I go to college online. So far this morning I just did my normal morning routine stuff, which one day I probably will do a video on that because my morning routine is very sacred and I think it's perfect. So yeah, but I did that, except today I didn't go on a walk in the morning, and usually I do, but it was kind of not really my vibe to go and be cold because it's been so nice the last week. I grew up in two places, and in one of the places I grew up in, I live there now again, and it's been the nicest weather in the craziest way. And the whole time I've lived here, it has never been like this, ever, during March and February. So it's kind of crazy, a little bit scary, but I'm kind of enjoying it. Yesterday I was on a walk like all day. It felt like I did some work in the morning and then I just walked around. I got to read outside. It was amazing. And then today it's raining, and I feel like those are my perfect days. I have another class to do today. It's my religion and philosophy through film class, and I'm supposed to watch Fight Club. I don't know if I'll do that today or if I'll do it later this week, but there's no assignment. It's just a lecture and then instruction on our midterm next week. And then I have a midterm due in the other class that I did today that's due at the end of this week that I have to get started on at some point today, which I will. I also need to send out my friend's birthday gift today. I got her gorgeous set of books. I like nearly kept them, but I'm on a book buying ban and I've been very good about it. But for a birthday gift, it doesn't count. Like, it's a book buying ban for myself. Anyway, speaking of book buying ban, the reason why I'm on that is to get through my physical TBR, because this is one of my bookshelves. Half of those books I have not read. I'm addicted to buying books and then reading other books and then buying other books and reading those instead of the books that I bought, so that's why I'm not buying books this year. I just finished the audiobook for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes yesterday, which I let myself do because I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to get through my physical TBR, but as I'm borrowing from the library, I'm trying to borrow books that I own if I'm listening to the audiobook, but I just had to listen to that because Sunrise on the Reaping, and I have to listen to Sunrise on the Reaping, so yeah, I'm in a Hunger Games moment. Then I borrowed Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez because yesterday it was so nice out that I was like, give me a summer rom-com. This is gorgeous. It's so cute. I started it yesterday and I'm already 70% through the audiobook, which I think is let's check that chapter. I think I'm on chapter 35 or something like that. Yeah, I'm on chapter 35. This is my first Abby Jimenez book, which I know that you don't have to read them in order, but I do know that I think her books reference each other, but I'm not sure. Let me know. Anyway, this is making me want to read her other books this summer. I'm hoping, if I get through enough books, that I can get myself a book, and I might buy myself an Abby Jimenez book. If not, I'll definitely borrow it from the library because I'm definitely going to be reading her this summer. This is such a good vibe. My boyfriend got me this bookmark from a local artist for Valentine's Day. We'll use that one. Very spring, very festive. Anyway, I love this. I'm loving this. I want to move to Minnesota. Like, it's just making everything happen. Something I will say about this is this has a good reason for like one of our main characters denying the other main character. Okay, wait. I don't want to give away spoilers. Just for Summer is about Emma and Justin, and they both kind of have this curse where they date people and then the next person that the people that they were dating get with end up being their husband or wife. And so she comes across his post on Reddit about this and she reaches out and she's like, maybe we should date and break the curse so that the next people we meet are our people. Well, of course, during this fake dating situation, they end up, you know, respecting each other, catching some feelings, thinking highly of one another. But it's such a good excuse for like, but we're not gonna do this because we said it was gonna be a means to the ends of getting to our next partner. So it's like, it's sensible in the way of, for a reader, it's not frustrating that it's like, why don't you guys just get together? It like makes sense because they had an agreement. Where that's like one of my biggest pet peeves is when in the third act or something they're like, but we can't just because. And I'm like, why? And that happens in every romance book. I feel like I'm like, but what's the just because? So anyway, this one has a pretty good just because it was an agreement that they came to. But yeah, it's very fun, very cute. Want to move to Minnesota desperately. I feel like I just need to live on a lake. That's what this is teaching me. But anyway, reading this. And then I'm also going through Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott. This was assigned to me for school, but I actually didn't finish it by the time that I needed to take the quiz, and that was reflected in my grade. I am, though, on page 80 and loving it. If you're a writer, you should definitely read this. It also just is like good for, I think, all creatives. Loving it. So those are the 2 books I'm reading right now, and then I do have to start, which hopefully I can finish just for the summer today or tomorrow, because I do need to read Spaceman of Bohemia by Jaroslav Kalfar. I need to read this for class, and it needs to be done by, I want to say next week. If it's this week, I'm screwed once again, but I think it's next week. So I need to start this. So that's basically everything I'm up to right now. And I am eating my breakfast, which is cream of wheat, which I've perfected my cream of wheat. It tastes exactly like the way my mom made it growing up, which this took me a long time to make it taste the way that my mom made it growing up. If you're not on cream of wheat, get on cream of wheat. It's so good. You put some sugar and salt. I think cream of wheat, though, is the name brand. It's hot cereal, I think. I don't know, because I think people call oatmeal hot cereal too. It's kind of like grits, but better. I don't know how to explain it. And then I have strawberries too, because these are the best strawberries. I got a huge pack of strawberries from Trader Joe's. These are the best strawberries I've had since last summer. They're like the first in-season strawberries. They're so good. And I am on a 2nd cup of coffee. I try to do 1 cup of coffee and then like cups of herbal tea after that if I still need a hot drink fix. But today was the 2 coffee kind of day. I'm treating myself. So yeah, eventually I will get ready for the day. But I think right now I'm just gonna listen to more of Just for the Summer and eat this cream of wheat. And I'll get back to you guys when I do something else, like when I'm getting ready and leaving the home. It's a little bit later. I got semi-ready. I did some work and then I went downstairs and I cleaned up a little bit, unloaded the dishwasher, whatnot. I'm doing a ton of laundry today, so I was transferring some of that stuff. And now I'm gonna read some of Bird by Bird, and then I'm gonna go on a walk. I'm either gonna go on a walk or do some more work, and then it's gonna be lunch. And then after that, I'll have some time to do some work and or work on my essay that's due on Friday. Yes, and then I'm going to the gym, and then I will have the rest of the night free. So we'll probably do some stuff together. I have a little book nook thing that I need to keep building. I built some of it and then I stopped. And then I also have a puzzle. So I'm debating those 2 things. I also want to watch Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which I think I'll put on while I do either of those things, because I finished up that audiobook and I need to watch the movie. I also got like a skip the line copy audiobook of Sunrise on the Reaping. I don't know if you guys use Libby or if your library does this. I don't know if it's like all libraries do this, but when the next person in line isn't ready for that hold and you're the 2nd person in line, then you can hold it for a week and then it'll go back up for that person who was the initial hold. Anyway, so I have it for like 4 days right now because I just did it when they let me, but I wasn't done with my other audiobook. All that to say, I really need to read that and listen to it because I'm desperate for it. I kind of also want to see the new Scream movie because that's actually a franchise that I quite enjoy. It's kind of a guilty pleasure, if you will. But anyway, those are my thoughts of what I might do tonight and also the things that I have to get done. I'm going to read for a little bit. I'm going to go on a walk. I'll probably film a little bit on my walk and then I'll talk to you guys later. Keep you updated. do my laundry. Hey. So So now I have to do that. So I'm gonna put on the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but I'm gonna do this in the beginning. Unfortunately. Actually the last thing I want to do right now, but what can you do? Well, this might not work, but I want to quickly give my post-movie feelings. That was so good. The Hunger Games freaking movies are so good. Sorry, sue me. I just finished it and it's like 11:40 now, so I actually finished it like 30 minutes ago. And I'm gonna go straight to bed, but I really loved it. I thought everyone was really good in it. And then on Letterboxd there was this review that was like, I waited 10 years for the new Hunger Games and they gave me every 2013 thing I needed, Hunger Games and Glee or something. And that made me laugh because I loved the singing. Say what you will about Rachel Zegler, that girl has pipes, let me tell you. I just finished Just for the Summer. That was the most darling thing I think I've ever read. I gave it 5 stars. So sweet. I love this, by the way. It's the next day. It's 8:05. This was so cute. I need to move to Minnesota, I think. I don't know what's going on. If you want to cry like 3-4 times because of pure joy, you gotta pick this up. And also like heartbreak for a character. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Wow. I loved this. I'm about to read all of these. This was so good. Like, it was just so unexpected. I haven't read a romance in a really long time, I feel like. Wow. This was so good. I really, really liked it. Like I said, the third act conflict made sense. Holy moly, did it. Our characters respected each other the entire time. Love that. It's making me sick just thinking about it. I love them and I love their life. And that epilogue, way to satisfy, like, oh my gosh, wow. That's good. But now I have to pick my next read, and I was thinking of doing nonfiction, but I still haven't finished Bird by Bird. It takes me a while to get through nonfiction, gotta be honest. Like, I can read like 3 chapters max before I'm like, okay, and why isn't this set in a dystopian world? I don't know what's going on. Here are my 3 options for my next read. 2 of them, they're all actually pretty short, but they're all kind of in the same vein, so you can tell what mood I'm in. The first one is Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. I want to read this, frankly. So, this is also funny. Half of the edges are like green and half of them aren't. So I wonder what happened there. A little whodunit, perhaps. These are good, but these kind of have to be binged for me because whenever I set these down, I don't want to pick them back up because I'm like, I don't even remember why I'm sus of who I'm sus of. I don't really feel like I'm in a binging mood. My sister got me this for Christmas. She got me a ton of like essay collections and just essays in general. And this is Mark Fisher's The Weird and the Eerie. In this new essay, Mark Fisher argues that some of the most haunting and anomalous fiction of the 20th century belongs to these 2 modes. So that seems fun and interesting. Obviously very short because it's just a essay. Let's see. 128 pages. I could read that today also. And then this is Ruth Ware's The It Girl, which takes place at Oxford. This will be fun, but it is just kind of, I don't know if I can do, but I don't know. I kind of want to. I don't know, this is kind of like, I'm kind of wanting to read a thriller. I don't know. Maybe I'll go with this. I don't know. I think I'm between these. Oh wait, I have to read that freaking book for class. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna be reading will in fact be Spaceman of Bohemia, which actually is fine. I'm actually fine with that. Because this is about space. So, kind of my vibe, so I'm good. Also, this is my physical TBR tracker. I have them organized by genre, so like there's a little dot next to them in a highlighter color of the genre that they are. So romance is like my peach highlighter. So I'm gonna go to where most of the peaches are. Founder. Okay. So it's my light peach. And here's Just for the Summer, and I get to mark it off. Lovely. So far, I've read 4 off of my physical TBR this year. I need to stop borrowing books from the library because the whole point is to get through this. And then also, actually, I'll show you guys this. This is my series tracker, which I'm only reading Red Rising, Beartown, and Truly Devious. There's the only series I care to really keep up with. And with Beartown, I started Us Against You, which is the second book in the trilogy, and I had to put it down because it was like right after I read Beartown because I was like, let me tap into this Swedish town, but I couldn't because it was just too sinister at the time. And then with Red Rising, like I told you guys, Iron Gold. I have it. I just haven't read because I think I'm scared. And then Truly Devious, is one of my all-time favorite book series. I've only read the first 2 books, so I guess I can't really say that, but with the first 2 books, that book takes me somewhere that I love. It like makes me feel awesome and young. Okay, now I'm gonna read a little bit of Bird by Bird, because I'm trying to read like a nonfiction and fiction every day. I don't really know when I'll see you guys today because I gotta do school. I guess when I go on my walk at some point. I don't know. Also for breakfast today, I didn't tell you guys, I had 2 soft-boiled eggs and a cup of coffee. And some applesauce, actually. I feel like I eat like a child mixed with an very old person who cannot eat certain food. Anyway, gotta go. I hope you guys can hear me, but I'm going to Barnes & Noble right now, spontaneously, because I passed it to go to the freaking post office, and I want to walk around and get a frappuccino. That's what I want to do right now, so I'm gonna do it. And the post office went well. I thought that media mail shipped free, but I had to pay $5. So I don't really know what that was about, but whatever. The next day. Last night we went and got dinner, and then we came home to my house and we watched Game of Thrones, and it's the next day, and as you can see, it is snowing, which is crazy because, let me remind you, yesterday I was wearing shorts, and this is just classic Colorado. The entire winter in Colorado, in my opinion, is usually like, you can't really gauge what the weather's gonna be like, but this one specifically has been crazy, so I'm assuming we're gonna have a pretty crazy spring, like a very snowy spring, but I don't know if like weather people are saying that. That's just like what my prediction is. I have a cup of coffee for my peanut set. I got this peanut set at Home Goods, and it has every character in it. And a lot of Peanuts merch doesn't have Franklin or Peppermint Patty, or Marcy, and they're some of my favorites. So I got these because they're like different ones. They're all different scenes and they like stack into each other. I got these because they had everyone. We grew up like a big Peanuts family. Like, I don't know if it was like, I thought like more people watched all the Peanuts movies, and then I grew up and I was like, oh, y'all don't know about Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown. But anyway, I'm gonna start Spaceman of Bohemia right now. I'm gonna try to hit 50 pages. I feel like I have the best shot at not DNFing a book when I read the first 50 pages in the first sitting. Because sometimes I'll just like read the first 30 and then I'm like, yeah, I don't care. So I don't want to do that this time. The next chapter after 50 is on page 58. So I think I'll just try to go to page 58. I had a dream that I bought books. That's where I'm at in my book ban situation. I literally dreamt that I bought 3 books. That was my whole dream. So I'm doing this on my Mac. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It was kind of all over the place there at the end, but more videos and vlogs to come. Thanks for sticking around. I'll talk to you guys later.